Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Glad to have you
Welcome.
with us.
Yep, welcome to Opposite Saxes.
Yeah, you know what tomorrow is?
I sure do.
Yeah, getting ready.
Well, not quite there yet.
Okay.
I'm a little late to the
I mean,
party.
for those of you that just tuned in, do you know what tomorrow is? Yeah.
How could they
Halloween.
not? I mean, everybody here, although they get ready weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks prior to a holiday here in Texas, but there's so much advertising, and there's,
Are you kidding?
I mean, how
They've
can
been
they?
advertising since Labor Day, and the candy has been out since Labor Day. And like
I think it's before Labor Day.
you always like to look at the expiration date on everything. So when we were at the store buying candy, she's checking to make sure that it's not expired. Who cares? If you give these kids expired
It's
candy,
terrible.
it's going to be gone by the 1st of November.
It's terrible. I will never forget. I didn't realize it. And then a few years ago, our grandson took, maybe it was a Hershey's Kiss that I had, and he unwraps it, and it had little white
White.
edges, and he looks at me like, Grandma, what are you giving me? And I felt so awful. I didn't realize it was that old. Um,
That's usually, well, in that
he
instance,
would eat it.
sometimes
I
it's
mean, he's
because
really picky about his candy, which
well,
is fine.
but sometimes if you take chocolate and you put it in the freezer
Yes, that'll happen
to
too.
to save it, to
Yeah.
make sure it's fresh,
Well, I didn't do
when
that
you
though.
defrost it,
Yeah,
it looks white.
that's true, but that's not what I did, unfortunately.
So
So,
he went through on all of his bags of candy that he got for Halloween, and all the Hershey's Kisses came back to you know who.
so that's why I'm not prepared yet. I don't think we have all of the candy. We got some.
Well, and we don't give out Hershey's Kisses anymore.
Well,
What
yeah,
were
we
your
used to.
favorite candies that you used to get?
Who can remember back that far?
I can.
Well, I can't. It wasn't
See,
a number one holiday in my book because I only really like two candies, Nestle's
yeah.
Crunch and Hershey's Kisses.
Really?
Sometimes Reese's Pieces.
You don't like Snickers or Milky Way?
No. See, I'm not a big chocolate
See, I used to
fan.
like Halloween way back when because back then people used to give you candy bars,
Mhm.
full-size candy bars, because they didn't have all these minis
That's right.
and all back
Even in
then.
me, yeah, even in
You
my
know,
day.
you got real stuff. You got full-size Hershey bars.
Mhm.
Hershey with almonds was and probably still is one of my favorites. I do like Payday. Payday. Well, I'll tell
I
you,
don't know.
Payday and Baby Ruth. Why?
I don't mind Baby
Because
Ruth.
Payday is a nougat with peanuts all over it.
Right.
Baby Ruth is almost the same thing, but with a chocolate coating.
Yeah, I do. I don't mind a Baby Ruth now and then.
You know, but I mean, when you got a Baby Ruth, it was like that long.
Not anymore.
You know, no, now you get these little
The
minis.
minis.
It's barely, or what they call it. I love this. It's called bite size. Now, folks, not in here, it ain't bite size.
Well, in a kid, it might
Well, a
be.
kid, it might be bite size, but you know,
That's not
but
for
they had
adults, dear.
bite size Baby Ruth. They had bite size Mounds. They had bite size Butterfingers. They have bite size everything, and then you buy it in a package, and the package says 250 pieces, and you think, wow, that's enough for Halloween. Well, each piece is like
Yeah.
an
So
inch long,
you,
and the bag is this big, and it's
right.
got 250 pieces in
And
it.
they're so small, you feel like you have to give more than one little bite-sized piece to a child.
You
So now
you
you're giving out three and four, and
you better, because if you gave them one, these kids are going to stare
no,
you down.
your house is going to be TP'd. Are you kidding? So that's why we need to go back and get more candy. And every year is different because it
Yeah,
depends on the weather and how many kids are out. And sometimes we don't get but one or two kids. It's very strange.
and there are some people. I can't believe how really idiotic some people can be. they don't want to be bothered with answering the door all the time, so they take a big bowl of
Yes.
candy, they
Yeah.
put it on a little table, and they set it out on the front porch.
I
And
don't get that.
with a little sign, take one. Well, yeah, right. Kids go by and they pick up the bowl, they dump it in their bag, and off they go. And now the next kid that comes up there comes up and there's an empty bowl. I,
I can't believe people do that. That surprises me. It really, really does. Every year
yeah,
I think, were you thinking?
I like going over to our grandson's neighborhood
Yeah, so do I.
because there are some neighbors, they open up their garage and they set up tables on their
Mhm.
driveway.
Driveway.
There's one guy that cooks hot dogs.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
They,
there's
they
a
hand out candy for the kids, but the parents can go up and
Mhm.
have a hot dog. There's one guy that was making mixed
Drinks. I
drinks
thought so. Yeah.
for
Yeah, yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. No, and there's others that along with their candy, you can go into the garage and the garage is all fixed up as a haunted
As
house.
haunted
And
houses.
people go to a lot of trouble to do this. I mean,
Yeah.
they start weeks and weeks
And
prior.
also the decorations that people are putting in
Oh,
their lawns. I mean, I used to remember when it was you'd put a scarecrow in your front yard, or you'd put some
you
kind
put a
of
pumpkin
a
and then
ghost and
and
some
cut out.
pumpkins.
Yeah.
Now they got these 40-foot audio animatronic figures that you can put in the front, and they growl and they scream, and you can hear them a block
Well, they don't
away.
growl and scream until you walk near
Well,
them.
you walk
And
past
that
it, yeah.
scares the heck out of me because I don't expect it to move or do anything. It's standing there.
Couple doors down from our grandson, there's people, they have a manhole cover in the front yard.
It's
And
cute.
you kind of walk by the manhole cover, and all of a sudden the manhole cover
Go.
opens up, and this like Jack in the
It
Box
is
thing
really cute.
jumps out and scares you. And believe me, it scares you if you don't know it's there.
There are people that really go all the way
Yeah.
with these, and gosh, good for them.
I
Yeah,
mean,
good for them.
yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it almost as fun as, a month later or so, everybody has their Christmas
Yeah.
decorations and all with the music playing, and you can drive up and down in the neighborhoods.
Oh, that's a
And
whole nother show,
yeah,
which
yeah,
we usually do with our grandson.
yeah, with or without our grandson, we would sometimes just drive around the neighborhoods.
Did you go, do you remember when you did not dress up and you just went around with your bag asking for candy? Do you remember doing that like
Well,
in junior high or high school?
yeah,
And you wouldn't be anything, but you'd go around with all your friends and you'd have your pillowcase or bag.
yeah. The pillowcase was always good because the pillowcase held more than those little
Yeah,
plastic
right.
buckets.
Right. But so, and who would be caught dead, when they're junior high or high school with a plastic bucket? There's no way. Maybe a paper bag.
A little plastic
Oh my gosh.
jack-o'-lantern.
But do you remember going? Did your parents let you, or did they know that you were going out for candy and you weren't dressed for Halloween?
Yeah, they
They didn't
didn't
care.
mind. Yeah, we dressed up when we were kids, but then as you got a little bit older, if you went out with your friends trick-or-treating in the neighborhood just to get the candy and everything, your folks were thrilled because at least they knew where you were and who you were with
Well, that's
because
true.
you were with a bunch of kids. Now, the next morning when half of the neighborhood was toilet papered, then all of a sudden all of the moms would get together to talk about where was your kid last night? Are you missing some rolls of toilet paper? We are.
What was your favorite Halloween costume?
I don't remember because when I was a kid, I mean, the cowboys and firemen and policemen, and that was always good because when I was a kid, westerns were big, so we had cap guns, and it would you put caps in them, and it would fire. But I still, and we talk about this almost every year, is probably my favorite costume was for our daughter, which
Oh, for
which
our daughter,
which
yeah.
she inherited from a neighbor who used to hand make costumes every year. And very often their son would wear a costume or whatever, and then it would get handed down
To
to the
daughter.
neighborhood. and our daughter got this strawberry costume from the neighbor, and it was the cutest costume ever. I just loved her in it. Somewhere we must have a picture of
We
that
did, yeah, we do.
and all. Well, she went out in the neighborhood. We were walking around the neighborhood with our cute little daughter in her strawberry outfit and went up to one of the neighbors' houses. And the neighbor opened the door and looked at Jory and said, "Oh, you are the cutest tomato that I have ever seen." And Jory broke out into tears and said, "I'm a strawberry."
That was one of the very first houses we went to. And
I think it was the Marciniacs.
She remembers it to this day.
And
Oh
that
God.
was absolutely that was
That was,
a priceless scene because she was ready
she
to go
was,
home
yeah,
after
she was
that.
done.
And Dad saying, "Are you kidding? We got more gotta go get more candy."
That was sad. But you had a lot of costumes because you were in theater. You had a lot of cowboy
Well,
costumes and
I had
stuff.
costumes
So,
because when I was a kid, I took dancing. I took
okay.
tap dance and
But you
uh,
were also in theater.
and I was in theater, but most of the theater stuff, those were costumes that we used at the theater, and they
Oh,
stayed at the theater.
oh.
But back then, I mean, you could take a sheet and an old sheet your mother would give you and cut out a couple of holes for the eyes, and you were a ghost, and that was it.
That was the only thing I was.
A year after year, now you could use all the time, and you just needed to wrap something around the waist and have the holes to put your arms through so you could get the candy. But I mean, handmade costumes. Then I think when our
Yes.
kids were small, there was this
Yeah.
explosion of Party City and all these other places that had the over-the-counter kind of costumes.
Mhm.
Kmart and
Yeah, when there
uh,
was a Kmart, Sears,
yeah,
all of them.
all of them. It was
JC Penney.
big business,
Yeah.
and
Woolworths.
yeah, and you used to buy throwaway costumes. They were made out
Yeah.
of paper,
Yeah.
so you could be a paper tiger.
Get that.
You know,
I still got the old sheet with the holes.
yeah. Well, I mean, because our parents would say, "What do if you'd go to the store and you'd say, 'Could I buy this costume?' You say, 'What do you need the costume for? You got your ghost sheet at home.'" And
It's
then you'd
sad.
go around the neighborhood, and the neighbors would see you in your ghost sheet, and they'd call you by name because they knew who you
Yeah.
were. I do remember Dr. Jarris,
Oh
who
yeah.
lived behind me when I was growing
Mhm.
up, and he was a dentist. And so you'd walk around on the next block, lived right behind us, and every year you were going to get a tube of toothpaste and a new toothbrush
What fun is that?
from Dr. Jarris. But your parents always made sure you went to his house because after all of that candy,
Mhm.
you got a nice new toothbrush at least once a year. If you didn't, because you used to get lollipops from the dentist, you didn't necessarily get
Yes.
floss and
Right.
toothbrushes
Right.
and
Right.
toothpaste from your dentist. You'd get a treat or a prize or a lollipop.
Yeah. 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 And now I don't they have apps for where to go for the best trick or treating? They have apps for the best trick or treating, and
Yeah,
we have an app for our suburb, for our little city in Frisco that shows where the houses are, the best decorated houses.
yeah.
And that's what we usually
Both
do.
for Halloween
We
and
go
then they do
there.
it for
Yeah,
Christmas
for Christmas too.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what we also used to do, and I encourage folks that are watching and listening to this show that if there are apartment buildings in your neighborhood or in your city, sometimes that's a nice place to take the kids because they can walk in the lobby, and usually all the residents get together and set up a bunch of tables
Mhm.
with candy, and the kids can go from basket to basket to basket and fill it up and all, and within a half an hour you can call it quits.
We had that in
Yeah.
Chicago in a suburb with the kids, and we would take them every year. And I'll never forget, after a few years, we went one year. We walked in the lobby and no one was there at the table except for a big bowl of candy. And you thought, oh dear, what
Eh,
happened to the
Yeah.
residents? Did they
And
just get bored with us, or did they get better offers, or are they not with us any longer?
well,
You
or
know?
or the price of candy went up. They
Well,
said to heck with
but there
this.
was a bowl of candy there for us.
But we
You know,
also, the fire department used to
fire
do it
department was
sometime.
very good.
The firefighters were great. And they would sometimes give out apples.
Yeah.
This is before they told everybody don't
Don't get
get
an
anything
apple.
that isn't wrapped.
Right.
And all those were the days when I remember you could get taffy apples
That's right.
for Halloween that were,
That's right.
oh, they were amazing.
Now you can get them in the grocery stores,
Yeah,
but
and
it's still it's
if
not the
they're
same.
pre-wrapped in
Yeah.
plastic,
Yeah.
you can get them and give them away, but you have to be cautious about anything that's unwrapped. Yeah,
Yeah.
we used to get bananas and oranges and
What?
apples and fruit. Yeah, there were
No.
some people who would give out fresh fruit,
Never got that.
and all.
Never.
But now they say you can't trust anything
No, you
that's
can't.
like that.
No, no, no.
I still like my baby Ruth and my paydays.
Well, maybe
You
if
know.
you're good this year, the next day or so, I'll get one for you.
Ooh, okay.
So you
You
could
only
share
got
them lunchtime.
you got till tomorrow night.
I know.
And
I'll have to go out quickly.
right. But I hope you have a great Halloween and hope the weather cooperates with everybody because sometimes you get lucky and it's a nice cool evening with a light breeze and put on some good comfortable walking shoes
Oh,
and
yeah.
walk around with the kiddos and have a good
And
time.
make sure you have a good battery in your flashlight.
Yes. Yeah. And if the neighbors are serving hot dogs and mixed drinks,
Hey,
be
that's
sure to
better.
stop by and be sure to thank them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, have fun, everybody, and be safe.
All right. Take care. See you
Bye.
next week.